Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a little bit of like a challenge in a way. Well, actually it wasn't that challenging because I love so many drugstore products, but I wanted to do a full face using everything under $10. So every single product here is under $10. I wanted to do this so that I can really show you, again, one of my favorite things to do is to prove that amazing makeup doesn't have to be expensive. And I've never really sat down and made sure that every price is around the same price point. So I thought I would start with $10, and then if you guys like this, let me know and I could challenge myself to do $5. We could even do around $15 if you're wanting to look for something that has a little bit of a higher price point but still really amazing. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Let's just get right into it. When I was thinking about primers that are under $10, this one immediately came to mind. This is from Believe Beauty. This is the Radiantly Primed Primer. I love this stuff. I feel like it feels so high-end, as does a lot of Believe Beauty products. Now, Believe Beauty is technically not drugstore. It's technically dollar store, which is better than drugstore. So this is literally like $4 or $5. Actually, I should look up the prices. That would be fun. As I'm sitting here like this. Yeah, so this retails for $5. I'm just gonna start blending this out with my foundation brush. But you'll see it kind of gives like a golden sheen, but it's not super glittery, which is what I love. I love when a primer just makes me look super glowy and golden, but doesn't have like glitter reflex in it. And this actually also really does help with the wear of my makeup, I find. So it's one of the best primers under $10 that I've ever discovered. Okay, so primer is on. I also wanted to stick with Believe Beauty for the foundation. This is probably no surprise to those of you who have watched my videos in the past. The Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation, it still baffles me to this day how it is so beautiful, and $5 as well. I don't know how they did this. Plus it has a pump, it's a glass bottle. You get like the most luxurious packaging for the most inexpensive price. By the way, I wear the shade Nude. So I'm gonna take this on that same brush and just kind of evenly distribute that all over the skin. And then I just took what's left on the back of my hand and I'm just using my sponge to press that into the skin. As I was prepping this video, so many of my favorite products were like $11, so they just barely didn't make the cut. But I actually really enjoyed thinking through the price of things because I really do love so many things that are less than $10. But it made me also realize how many things that I enjoy at the drugstore that are a little bit more on the pricey side. Like the drugstore gets pricey now. I have some things like the NYX Angel Veil Primer. That was like $16 or something like that last time I picked it up, which is insane. It's worth it in my opinion. It's such a good product, but yeah, it's kind of fun to stick to things that are genuinely drugstore prices. All right, so for concealer, I knew I was going to use this one, so this is from e.l.f. It's the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I know you guys love this. You're actually the ones who put me onto this concealer, and it's so good. This retails for $6. I'm going to use the shade Light Ivory. I normally put this like down the center of the face, but I love the coverage that the Believe Beauty foundation gives, so I'm just going to focus it under the eyes, and then I'm going to give my blemishes a little extra coverage. So I'm just going to blend this out directly underneath the eyes with my sponge. I'm going to make sure to kind of pat that concealer in this inner portion here. I tend to have a little bit of like darkness right here, as do a lot of people. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the concealer on the eyelids to cancel that out. Okay, so next up we're going to set the face. And I have a couple of powders I'm going to use. I'm going to start off with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. I've loved this for so long. This retails for $5.99 at Ulta. I feel like it's cheaper at my Walmart. But it's truly like one of the best powders I've ever found. I was also wanting to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder, and I couldn't find it today. I've never not been able to find that powder, but I love that one as well. But I'm just gonna use this to set the under eyes and the T-zone, which is just the center of the face where I get oily. I like to put powder in my brows too, just to set that. And I'm gonna set the eyelids as well. Okay, so in addition to that powder, I saw this in my collection and I really wanted to pull it out and use it. So this is the Milani Prep and Set and Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. So this is more like a finishing powder. So I am going to take a tiny bit of that Wet n Wild powder and just kind of tap that on the cheeks just to make sure I don't lose coverage throughout the day. But I'm not using nearly as much as I used in the center of the face. And this retails for $9.99. So it is under $10 by like a penny, but hey, it still counts, right? So I'm gonna take this on the same brush, and I'm wanting to focus this powder on the outsides of the face. So I'm just gonna take that and just kind of press that onto the high points first. And then I'm also dragging it down toward the cheeks and the jawline a little bit. This just gives that slight bit of glow and radiance, which I love. And then I always like to go in with my sponge really gently after I apply powder, just to get rid of that powdery finish. This really helps everything just kind of smash into the skin. Can't get this eyelash off my cheek. Ooh, there we go. But I really feel like it does make a huge difference in the overall finish of my complexion when I take a sponge and I press the powder in. Okay, so for bronzer, this was a no-brainer. I just wanted to use my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time, and it's under $10, so why not? So this retails for $9.99 at Ulta, but it's usually around $9 at Walmart or Target, just depending on if there's anything on sale. So I'm gonna take that on a big fluffy brush and start to warm up and sculpt the face with this. Okay, after that's applied, I'm just going back in with my powder brush just to make sure the edges are blended into the powder and there's no starting and stopping points. I mean, that bronzer really does basically blend itself out, but I always love to like apply and blend. It just makes the end result so much nicer. Okay. We are going to move on to brows. So for brows, I wanted to use the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. This is my current favorite drugstore brow pencil. And let's see how much this retails for. I think it's around $8 something. Okay, so it's $8.99 at Ulta. Again, drugstore product prices vary depending on the retailer. But I'm just gonna brush up my brows first and then fill in the brows with this. I love this brow pencil and how it applies. I also love the tone and undertone on me. I feel like it's a perfect match for my brow hair shade, which is hard to find in both high-end and drugstore brow products, so that's why I love this one so much. Okay, we're gonna kind of bounce around. I'm gonna move to eyes now. I wanted to try out, actually no, I think I've already used this, but I haven't used the shimmer shades in this. This is the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows, and this is the shade Cream and Sugar, which it looks like I've used the cream color in here, but I haven't used any of the shimmer shades. So I wanted to. This retails for $3, which is insane. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the matte lighter shade, and I'm just gonna apply that all over as a base. And then I'm gonna take the dark brown, just using the same brush, and I'm gonna start just kind of buffing that on this outer portion and then dragging it into the crease. I didn't use that much because I don't want a super smoky eye. I just want a little soft definition. And luckily, even though it looks pretty dark in the pan, it actually shears out pretty nicely if you want it to. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, kind of shape things out and drag it out toward the end of the brow. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that and run it on the outer third of the lower lash line. I'm kind of taking a little bit of that first shade and just making sure the edges are blended into the brown, and it kind of lightens and softens the brown even more, which is what I want for this specific look. I just want a really soft, diffused definition on the outer portion. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the lighter shimmer shade in the palette just with my finger, and I'm gonna apply this all over the lid. Wow, that is so pretty. Same thing on this eye. I'm gonna actually take that on my brush and kind of run it across the lower lash line a bit too. I want a little bit more depth, so I'm gonna take that shimmer shade that's more bronze with my brush, and I'm gonna apply that along the lower lash line just to kind of deepen that up a little bit. And then I'm going to take the brush I was just using. I didn't add any more product on it, but I'm just wanting to kind of buff and blend the edges out underneath that lower lash line that we just created. I'm going to take a little bit of the deeper color and kind of tap that on the outside because I love that frostier shade, but it's a little bit more frosty than I was anticipating. So I'm just wanting it to fade a little bit better into the outer edge. So I'm taking that bronze shade in the palette, just kind of tapping over it over here. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of the dark brown just to kind of re-blend the edges on this corner. This probably doesn't need anything else, but I kind of wanted to add one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. Now, these retail for $6 each, and I'm going to use the shade Frog. This is one of my favorite like glittery colors. So I'm just taking that on my finger as well, and I'm going to press that over top of the shimmer. Yeah, that just added a little bit more sparkle, which I personally love. So now I'm going to add mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. which this retails for $9.99 at Ulta. So again, probably cheaper at a Walmart. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the top and bottom lashes. Okay, I'm just dusting away any fallout under the eyes. I love the eye look, actually. This little palette, I love this one. I've only tried a couple of the other ones, and I had never tried the shimmers in here, and I'm glad I did. This is like my favorite one so far. Cream and sugar. Okay, let's move on to highlighter. Actually, no, we're gonna do blush first. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Cheeky. And these retail for $6 each. I felt like this peach would be really, really pretty with that eyeshadow, which it is. Look how nice. I actually love this color, especially for spring and summer. Just applying that a little higher on the cheeks and connecting it to this outer corner here, just for a little bit more of like a romantic effect with the blush. So pretty. I need to pick up more shades in this formula because I really do enjoy this formula a lot. Before we do highlighter, I'm actually going to take the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder on a little bit more of a dense brush. And I'm wanting to use this to just brighten up the under eyes a little bit. And this retails for $4.99. I'm going to kind of take that down the T-zone too, just to kind of brighten that as well. And then same thing, I don't want any powdery finish, so I'm going to press that down with my sponge. Okay, so for highlight, I wanted to use my handy dandy ColourPop Lunch Money Super Shock Highlighter. I love this so very much. I'm gonna take this on my sponge. Oh, you guys, I've hit pan. I'm just gonna take that on my sponge really quick and then just press this on the high points of the cheeks with my sponge, and it just creates the most stunning lit from within glow. I'm obsessed with this. I've had this in my collection for so long, and I know some of you guys love these highlighters as well. They just truly never get old. I'm gonna take a little down the center of the nose, a little on the cupid's bow, and above the brow. And now we're gonna clean off the lips. And my favorite lip liners right now are truly these NYX lip liners. I have so many favorite colors. These retail for $4, like full price. So if they're on sale, it's less than $4. I chose the shade Peekaboo Neutral for this look. We'll see how it works. I wanted the lips to have a little bit more color since I knew the eyes would be a little softer. So I'm hoping this will be a good color. Yes, I definitely love this shade. So I'm just gonna line and fill in the lips with this. And then I wanted to take this Almay Lip Vibes lipstick, which this one has a very different price point depending on where you pick it up. So at Ulta, it's $7.99. At Target right now, it's $5.99. I feel like at my Walmart, these were around $5, 5 something. So I wanted to use the shade Go Wild and just kind of press that in the center of the lips to create a little bit of a ombre effect. And I'm gonna blend that in with my finger. I love that combo. I don't think I've ever done that combo before. I knew I wanted a gloss, and of course I wanted to use the Essence Shine 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 gloss, just the clear one. Right now this is $2.30 at Ulta, you guys. But it's on sale, so the regular price is around $3.29. So affordable, it's insane. I'm gonna apply this on the center of the lips. Well, I'm applying it all over, but I guess I'm focusing it on the center. I love this gloss so much. Let us step back and assess the situation. Of course, I'm gonna grab my bronzer. Just add a little bit more to the forehead. I'm loving how luxurious this is looking. I do wanna take a little bit of my e.l.f. blush, and I'm gonna take that same eyeshadow brush with this and just kind of add a bit of that peachy tone up into the transition area. I think that'll tie everything together so beautifully. Let's make sure the brows are what we want them to be. I'm just gonna brush them up to make sure. Honestly, I'm shocked. Can you believe that everything is under $10? This is why I love drugstore makeup, people. It's so good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and, well, wait a minute. I'm gonna take a little bit more of my blush and apply that to the cheeks too, just a tiny bit. A little across the nose. Maybe a little on the forehead too, just to create a little peachiness all over. All right, we are looking good now. Everything is how I want it to be. So for setting spray, I really wanted to use my Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray because I wanted this to be just super luxurious, high-end looking, very dewy, very summertime glam. You know what I mean? And this is $8 at Ulta. So I'm just gonna spray this. Focusing on the sides of the face. If it gets on the center, it's fine. I'm gonna let that kind of sink in a little before going back in with my sponge to press it down. And then, even though I love a good dewy complexion, you already knew I was going to include the Rimmel Stay Matte Setting Powder. I couldn't not. So before the setting spray dries completely, I like to just press this into the T-zone just to really make sure it doesn't get too oily throughout the day. And this is around $3 at Walmart at least. Let's see what the price is on Amazon. Yeah, $3.17. Incredible. I love this stuff. Last but not least, we are going to set the brows with the Milani The Clear Brow Gel. My favorite clear brow gel at the drugstore. And this will really polish off our look. And this retails for $8.99 at Ulta. Alright you guys, so that completes this video and I am obsessed with this look. I can't believe that every product was under $10. What do you guys think? How did I do? I definitely feel like, again, this just verifies what I preach all the time, that makeup does not have to be expensive to look luxurious. And the fact that not a product went over $10, folks, that is exciting to me. It is kind of wild though to think, like, even though these are very affordable products individually, to create a full face, you're still gonna drop a couple $100 with this routine. It's insane how quickly even drugstore makeup adds up. Every time I go drugstore makeup shopping, I feel like I'm shocked at the checkout, just with how expensive everything is. Honestly, imagine if we could tally up how much money we've spent across our lifetime on beauty products or makeup. I don't even wanna know, because it can add up so fast. But hopefully if there's something that you want to add to your collection but you don't want to like spend too much, hopefully this gave you some ideas of some products that are under $10 that are super amazing. These aren't just like new products that I found, you know, that happen to be under $10 that I'm just trying out. Like these are tried and true products that I would recommend to my family members or friends. So I guess the only thing that I tried out technically was the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow. I haven't tried this specific palette out and it was stunning. So yeah, very happy with how this look turned out. Let me know if you'd like to see some other type of price challenge video. If you want to see me use products under $5, let me know. If you want me to do a full face under $40, I'm talking about like added up together, let me know if there's something like that that you would like to see me do in the future. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. Also, if you want to, comment in the comments a product that you love that's under $10. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, that's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.